Yeah, we're recording.
Damn.
Okay.
Testing.
Two Planker Podcast. This is the Mammoth recap. We're recording this immediately after David's because the vibe was right. I feel like there's some explaining to do, okay? This wasn't well documented. There was no lead up to this. One day we're at Mammoth with no explanation. So there needs to be some explanation, and I kind of need Ryan's help for it.
Whew.
And Ryan is, I hope he is in a state to help me explain things right now. So, we're at Mount Hood. We're having a wonderful time. Everyone that listens to the podcast knows all about Mount Hood. And then Nico says, hey, I'm going to Mammoth in July. And basically that just planted the seed. Ryan, is that more or less what happened?
I believe so. We were definitely at a hood, and I remember people talking about Mammoth, and
yeah,
I think some of us were just like, yo, like first or second week of July, like what dates work?
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that
it's just an environment where it's like we never want this party to end, and the environment is still that way.
Camp was just too good at Hood.
Camp was too good. You look around after going to Illumination on a Tuesday, and you're like, oh, does anyone here have a job? Raise your hand if you're employed, and there's no hands raised. And so when you're unemployed, perpetually unemployed, or seasonally employed, or
retired,
or you have contracts, or however,
seasonal jobs.
or you forage, urban
Nice.
foraging, as we might explore in this episode. You just decide when you have a summer off, you kind of just decide, hey, let's do this exact same thing 3 weeks from now. And oh god, this story is actually kind of long. So basically, we were at Mammoth. Nico said, hey, we were at Hood. Nico said, I'm going to Mammoth. I agreed to go. Ryan agreed to go. Annabelle agreed to go. And then Jake Dubé, that little bastard, we texted him. He said, I'll be there. Did not show up.
That's a two-peat for Jake.
Yeah, it's a two-peat for Jake. Jake the Flake. That nickname will stand on the podcast until he shows up somewhere that he says he's going to be. But talk to him today.
In the state of Washington.
Yeah, we love him still, but he's a flake.
Love you, Jake.
So we make our plans to go out to Mammoth. I buy the van exclusively. This isn't the only trip I'm going to use it for, but I needed it for this trip, so hence the rush that transpired with it. And everything worked out great with the van. Drove it out to Reno, flew down to work in San Diego, flew back to Reno, drove here. And then we arrive here, and who was here? We show up to arguably the worst campsite I've ever seen in the woods. And there's Nico, Matt Donahue, Steven Siska, John, the snowboard homie.
Steven's been here longer than any of these.
Yes,
folks.
I'm weathered.
Yeah, Steven.
Properly weathered. Look at my fucking feet.
So let's stand by. We'll stand by on Steven basically.
Fucking weathered.
So I fly to Reno, and then Ryan's like, "Yo, I'm driving through Reno." Yeah. So we meet up. We buy all our food that we think is gonna last us a while. It didn't last us any time at all. We bought like 100 beers that lasted
5 pounds of burger meat lasted
5
2
pounds
days,
of burger
3
meat,
days.
100 beers that lasted no time at all. No time at all. Yeah, that lasted a few days. And then me and Ryan convoyed down to Mammoth, where we met up with everyone who's been here since Hood, basically. And is that a good enough explanation? I don't know.
Dude,
sound off in this.
Quickly talk about the amount of warm beer that you guys have been drinking.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we could talk about that.
Strictly warm beer.
Yeah, so in Reno, we stopped by the grocery store and picked up like 100 Coors Banquets because that's all we drink at camp.
Yep.
And we just been polishing them off left and right. Ryan is the only one with a refrigeration unit. I haven't seen a single person buy ice at all.
And there's been a fucking heat wave here too.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the
hottest 5 days ever fucking recorded.
Yeah, the hottest 5 days ever recorded on Earth in recordable history have happened while we've been here. And we're also only a few miles away from the hottest place on Earth. Yeah. Funny enough. Yeah. 130 degrees in Death Valley.
I just got a cooler. So
I don't think a single beer made it into my fridge either.
Yeah, no,
So
we've
they
been
were
drinking
definitely all warm beers.
These fools, I don't know, maybe like day 4 or 5, pull up to the homies' pool party, and I realize that every time that they've handed me a beer, it's been like aggressively warm.
Yes.
Just non-stop. Just warm beer all day.
No cold beers at camp.
No cold beers.
So, okay. So just to continue to lay out the picture, the people that are occasionally employed, they were at Hood and they're like, hey, I'm going to go home and work for a little bit, and then I'm going to go to Mammoth. And everyone that is perpetually unemployed was like, oh, great. This whole hood thing's ending. I'm gonna go straight to Mammoth. And one of those people is Steven Siska, sitting right next to me. So Steven, talk about how you've been at Mammoth for 2 months now.
Yeah, it's been pretty fucking crazy. I stayed in Hood for all of May. And then once May ended, I had a drive down. We went down the coast. My mom came down and then pulled up to Mammoth. And there was so much more fucking snow than you can ever imagine. We're talking like 15, 20 feet higher than it is right now. And over the course of these past like 2 months, month and a half, I've seen it go from, rails being buried. Like there's a classic deck rail, which is just posted in the ground. That was fully buried, and now that run's not even rideable anymore. So it's been pretty crazy, but it has changed.
No, I think that's beautifully put. Like, I mean, Steven's literally been in the woods for 3 months. Like, for 3 months straight. Yeah.
He's not even American.
He's not even American. This is a Canadian that we're talking to. Dude, how do you even paint the picture? Where do we even begin? We showed up on July 3rd.
Yep. July 4th was dope.
Our first day of skiing was the 4th of July, and every single person that's ever touched a snowboard in Los Angeles was here.
It was packed.
Yeah, it was packed, and my first impression was, oh my god, this month is going to suck. Because we had to park so far down the road. Anyone that knows Mammoth, where do we park? F?
You guys are
N.
past F.
N.
F.
Or no, it was...
Does it go to
No,
N?
it was a number.
No, it
or
was lot
something.
4.
Yeah, it was lot 4. It was a
Yeah.
number.
Oh,
So if you're
It was a
familiar with
number.
Mammoth, we parked at lot 4 because every other spot was full up to the mountain. Packed, but who did we see that day? We saw a ton of people. Keegan,
Meeks.
Keegan,
Oh, yeah.
Cam
Keegan.
Riley, Meeks, Tanner was there, Branch was there.
Tom? Is Tom there?
No, Tom wasn't there yet.
Wallace showed up like a week later.
Wallace and Jossie pulled up a week later.
No way.
What? I didn't see John.
You weren't
No,
here for
no.
I didn't
Jossie?
No,
see
we weren't here for
Jossie.
Jossie.
Oh, yeah,
Am I
he
mixing
came
up?
twice, yeah.
Oh,
Wallace
you're
came
right. You're
twice,
right. He
yeah.
was here twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, first day was nuts, man. We showed up on the 4th of July, pretty much.
Yeah. Park was sweet.
Park was sweet. Park is like, we showed up on the, and Steven can probably corroborate this, and David for sure. We showed up at the end of the good stuff, me and Ryan.
For sure.
Like, we showed up the last day where Maine was running from the top of the chairlift to the bottom, and then the next day it was like, oh, that's just gone. That's just gone. They took out every rail, and they took out even one of the jumps.
Yep.
And yeah, so it was firing, man. And we showed up like some spry young chickens, ready to film, ready to make content, ready to ski every day.
We were all, you said it first whenever we got here. I'm so hyped to camp, not just ski.
Yeah, like I told Ryan on the way down, like I was significantly more excited to camp than I was to ski in 80-degree weather.
It was just cool to have that same crew from Hood. Like, for the most part, the core people coming. I mean, there's definitely a few missing for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, believe me, there's tons of people that I wish were here.
Yeah.
But there's also so many great people that I never expected to meet. Like, wherever you go, there's great people.
It was just cool because it didn't feel that long from Hood to here.
At all. No, and there was a lot of work done in those 3 weeks.
Yeah. And this is definitely the longest time I've spent in Mammoth. And it's cool to see,
Yeah.
like, the different, like, spending a lot of time at Hood and then the same amount of time now at Mammoth.
Well, this is beautiful because you
And it's
mentioned
good and bad.
You briefly mentioned that word, the difference. The
Yeah.
difference between Hood and Mammoth.
Yeah.
And Pat, shout out Wumbo Skis, he wanted me to go over the differences between Mammoth and Mount Hood.
Well, I think we got the freaking...
And then here you go, Pat. It could not be more different. It is like night and day. Skiing at Mount Hood and then skiing here. There have been several times where we've been chilling in a hot tub, chilling in a pool, living luxuriously.
Grocery store a couple miles away.
And I go
We're talking fine steak. We're talking tuna. We're talking ahi. We're talking...
like Mount Hood is it's basically from the basement to the penthouse, I would say. Like Mount Hood, you're really roughing it. The town has like almost nothing going on.
The setup, though, I want to say is sicker. Having, like, you just have way more features.
Yeah.
I know early Mammoth is dope. I've been here. I know that. It's just less snow, bit like smaller park for sure.
Also, they just go ham.
Yeah. Spring
Yeah.
Park is just lit.
I'd say the main
But
like if we're doing like pros and cons, the major pro of Mount Hood is the fact that there's so many randos there. There's way
the
more
migration.
people.
The
It's
migration.
Yeah. You miss out on a lot of the randos here. Like the majority of the people we're meeting here
you're
are from Los Angeles.
Yeah, when you come up here, it's either you're on vacation or you're core enough that you're like, oh, Mammoth. You know Mammoth is dope.
Yeah.
Very little in between. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, very little in between. Like the camp is much smaller, and there's not as many people where you're looking across the campfire. You're like, yo, we've been living together for a week, and I have not said a word to that person. Because it's such a small group that everyone's just talking the whole time.
Yeah.
So a lot less people, but you could ride a whole mountain.
Yes.
There's multiple bars to go to.
Yes. The town aspect of Mammoth,
It makes it much better.
It's rowdy.
It's right.
I think that's us, though.
Yeah. There's many pools you can.
There are
poach.
possibilities, but we
Community
definitely.
pools.
guys
Some may
going
say
up on
community
James?
pools.
Can I tell
Oh.
James's pool story real quick?
Yeah. Oh,
pools.
geez.
Let's talk about one of the community pools that we've been poaching that we no longer poach.
We'll
David,
use
take it away.
We'll use it next year.
The homie James had a pool party like early on with the crew being in town, and it was super fun.
Thank you,
and,
James.
Yeah, shout out James. Thank you very much. And this crew, like, James and I just were kicking it. He was like, "Yo, that whole crew was just like hanging out in my pool the other day." and then I like mentioned it to Ethan. I was like, "Yo, like James is mellow. Like if you just ask him to use the pool, like I think he'll be received better." And then supposedly he asked him, and James was like, "Oh yeah, sure. How many of you guys? I don't know, 2, 3." Came through like 10 to 15 heads deep again.
Yes.
We are camp.
Yeah, I'd say our camp. I think the defining statement of our camp right now is give us an inch, we'll take a mile.
Well, it definitely helps out that we got the van now, dude.
Yeah.
And you can run in a pack of 9 in one vehicle.
Yeah, having
Fucking
like
clown car coming out of that thing, man.
Right in the village, you guys just spill out like a fucking Mary Poppins bag.
The first time, like one of the first times we like really pulled up on the snowboard crew, they had a packed car and they were like cheering like, "Oh, we got more people!" And then we opened the van door and we were like, "Nope."
Oh, are we talking about kickball right now?
Okay, we'll talk about kickball in a moment. So basically, there's as opposed to Hood, if we're still harping on the differences.
Yeah.
Shout out Pat.
Yep.
Hood, there are many crews of many different disciplines and many different skill levels. At Mammoth, there's one crew and one crew only, and that's our crew. And
That is true.
And that's it. That's pretty much it. Like if you're skiing
is
here,
true.
we will kidnap you and bring you to camp. Like we pulled up a Monty.
That's what
and
we
said,
did to Elias too.
Yeah, that's what we did to Monty. That's what we did to Elias. John, even though John was there before me, but you can speak to John's sister.
Just like
We're the mob. It's basically like if you want protection, you're gonna roll with us. And no, even though we're not a violent crew. Maybe some of our members, but
Nah, we're peaceful. We smoke
so.
weed.
But on the snowboarding side of things, there's only one snowboarding crew. So we've been hanging out with them, and it's been fun.
Oh.
Playing some games against them, and
manipulative cult leaders that you've just somehow brought the snowboard crew into.
like now, and to finish that story, like now it's just one crew. Like now we've adopted the snowboarders and we're camping here tonight. But to tell a little story, so we were on the we went
How
down.
did we meet snowboard?
We met the snowboarding crew. We saw them on the hill, and then we went up to bowling. They had lanes.
Oh,
They had
yes,
lanes
yep.
11 and 12. We had lanes 9 and 10, and then we just hit it off. We just immediately hit it
There was
off.
some crazy messaging going back and forth.
Yeah, there was
between
there was a
lanes.
chat feature between the lanes. God damn.
It got gross.
There were some vile chats sent in there. And then we were like, oh, these guys are pretty cool. So they nominated a leader. I got his number. And then all of a sudden we're texting Luke every day. And we see them on the hill. And it's like, yo, let's have like a showdown of sorts. And a Mammoth tradition, David can speak to it. We played some slush ball. We're like, yo, kickball at Shady Rest. That's what it's called?
Yeah.
Shady Rest. We'll play some kickball. Snowboarders for skiers. You have to have a beer in your hand. And we showed up. And just to portray the skier versus snowboarder gender split.
I wish we had videos of this.
Yeah, we had like a dozen people in our crew. One of them's a woman. I'd say that the snowboarding crew is 50-50 split. And
They have us with that.
Snowboarder crew's got the ratio. Dirtbags.
snowboarders crew got the ratio for sure, but we got the power, man. And when so we flipped the coin. They got tails. They kicked first, and they got 5 runs in the top of the first inning.
I was kind of.
I was a little nervous, and I thought to myself, damn, you know what? Snowboarders are cooler than us. They got more girls. And we came out and scored 16 points at the bottom of the first. And after that, it was nothing but utter domination.
I think we had everybody off the bench, basically standing around home plate for the whole inning.
Yeah, we had, I think every point was an inside the park home run. They could not catch a thing. We were also playing with a volleyball.
and you had to have beer in hand.
Yeah.
That was freaking strict rule.
By the time the volleyball popped, I think the score was like 26-5.
26-5. Third inning. Something in the third inning.
Yeah, it was a brutal defeat for the snowboarders. Yeah. Truly an embarrassing performance.
And Matt backflipped off the fence, too.
Yeah, the skiers were...
It was nuts. It was really nuts. We brought a lot of energy, and I was kind of worried that we were all going to fucking die out too early, because we were talking about 7 innings.
But we wanted to play 7 innings. We made it 3 before. We were like, thank God that
we
ball
got
just
through
popped.
the first 2, and we were like, let's put 100 on them.
Yeah. Literally, we were talking about, like, okay, we'll stop at 100. And then, do we even want to tell the...
No, third inning, they really picked it up. The volleyball was honestly hard as shit to catch with one hand.
Yeah.
And especially when it got kind of fucked up.
Oh, but we got to talk about our double plays.
Oh, our double plays. Oh, my God. We're talking about they're going into the second inning. They get 1 point. The next play, we get a double play and fucking knock them out.
Yeah, it was sick.
Like, it was
sick.
Ridiculous.
It was sick. We were dialed. We're just camp.
And I'm going to be honest.
We are camp.
I will be completely honest. Our camp does not have the best relationship with the local population. I'll say that.
No, that was... I
can confidently say that the locals would prefer that we're not here.
I can only count on one hand the amount of times that I've been like worried that I'm associating myself with.
Yes, David's our local in-house right now. We're at the kickball field playing a local favorite game of slush ball.
Ball popped.
And ball popped, so we're just sitting around and say, hey, we'll crack a few beers on the sidelines. Why not?
We just met these people. We kind of hurt their feelings.
Yeah, we're getting to know them a little bit, and then the
trout,
and then we're like, hey, a couple of people are congregating around this field right now.
Yeah.
And then somebody very official looking comes over. And right off the bat,
Ranger Rick.
Right off the bat, fucking hates us.
Ranger Rick.
Yeah, he was just like...
He was not a ranger. He was an umpire, apparently.
He was an umpire. He said, you ruined our lines for the game.
The chalk lines.
The chalk lines for the game. You knew that there was a game somehow. And you intentionally ruined the lines.
We just played kickball at a public park.
And it's like, leave now. And... So when you have 30 drunk people and then one asshole, it went the way you thought it did, and we left and cleaned up every single ounce of trash. Yeah. But that was probably the ugliest moment of the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, it was just a bad encounter. The dude was just way too pissed off. Yeah. It's like it was softball. Some of the softball players got involved a little bit.
Well, one of our members was pushed.
There was some pushing, but I feel like we got out of there good.
We got out of there clean.
Yeah.
We represented well. There was a lot of shit talking. But then
another umpire came over who was younger, maybe a year or two older than us.
We're leaving. Yeah, so we're leaving, and we're all packed into the van.
Yeah.
And then like this other official-looking guy, much younger, comes up. We roll down the window, and this ump's like, dude, I have no clue what's wrong with that other guy, but you're fine. And then we're pulling out, and the other guy's writing down our license plate numbers. All this other crap.
He was just mad about the amount of spilled beer played during trout.
He was just mad that we were having. He was mad we were having a great time, and he was probably making $25 to umpire a softball game.
$25 a game. That's low. That's low.
Also, that field is like tucked away into the corner of shady. Like
no one wants to watch. There was children's summer camps on all the other fields. Like I feel like we were more respectful until we got heated, and then we have a twan.
We have a twan. Oh boy, do we have a twan.
Talk about escalating a situation.
Yeah, about escalating a situation. Should we talk about Twan's chalk maneuver?
Perhaps. Why not? So this guy comes up and says, hey, you ruined our chalk lines. Leave.
They weren't that bad. They weren't that bad.
They were not that bad.
They definitely were touched.
And then Twan's reaction is, oh, you think that's bad? Well, wait until I walk from home base to third base, ruining the line, intentionally ruining the line. And then that's when one of the players came out and was like, fuck you, basically.
He was probably one of the only players around. It's not like there was a lot of people around. The game wasn't for a while.
Yeah.
Like, there was definitely time to, walk a chalk box down the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
That was just one little encounter with the local population. I'm sure we'll talk about more. So the day-to-day life. Let's talk about the day-to-day life. for here versus Hood. What do we do here? We wake up very similar to Hood.
Get up early?
No. This is actually important to note. Mammoth is open from 7:30 to noon every day.
Yep.
Early days.
Yeah.
So I wake up most mornings to Ryan tapping on my van. We load
7:15.
7:15. We load up the skis. We load up the grill. We load up the burgers. We load up the spare people. We load up the water.
People who don't have a function.
Yeah, we can talk.
And we go to Mill Lot.
And then we go to the mill lot. And anybody that knows Mammoth knows the mill lot. We go there. We hang out. We cook breakfast for about an hour. And by 8 o'clock, it is unbearably hot.
Yeah.
Like, it is so hot that you're in shorts. You're in shorts, flip flops, and no shirt, and you're just eating.
But like
breakfast.
a sun hat, because the sun's hot.
Yeah, the sun's hot.
Yeah.
Fucking hot.
She's hot.
She's hot. And so then you take the bus to the hill. Well, at the first couple of days we were able to take the mill chair up still.
Yep.
But then we eventually had to take the bus. Yeah, no, I just that ends up I just let it go
mouth
out
is
of my
so
head.
dry, dude.
Yeah. So then you go up to the hill for a bit, and it's honestly just like Hood in the way that it's like, damn, I traveled across this massive country to ride one run over and 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 over again with your friends. And so the first, and so you just, you do whatever. You get some clips, you learn some new tricks, play some games of Slush, try out different cameras, ride the lift with Tanner. You what else do people do on the hill? Try to flirt with girls.
Oh, Slush-a-Lance. Let's talk about that incident.
Yes.
Holy cow.
Okay, this is great. This is great. And at the end of the day, after riding all
Matt
day,
Lorelli.
Yeah. Yeah. At the end of the day, after doing whatever you want at the park, everyone says, "Hey, let's go to the top of the mountain, which is still open, and we'll have a Slush-a-Lance."
That was the first day?
That was the first few days. We got a little bit lazy with it.
Yeah.
But basically, everyone slides down the hill at the same time, and you cause an avalanche of slush. It's a great time. You lose some control.
It's like 99% safe.
It's like 99% safe. It's also a Mammoth tradition.
It's mostly just you hitting your friend. That's what hurts.
Yeah. You're not going to actually get injured. You're not going to get, submersed. It's like the typical avalanche dangers are not really considered when it comes to slush.
Exactly.
At least in this context.
Yeah. So you take a video of it. You post it on TikTok. You post it on Instagram. And a few days later, you're sitting around the fire.
Powder magazine.
And if we're keeping it a buck, some loser that has nothing else to write about writes some...
It was a bad article. It was a pretty bad article.
It was a bad article.
He just writes this... Okay.
Two planker unofficial networks.
Yeah, okay. Basically, if you spend your whole career writing for unofficial networks and then go to Powder, you're writing unofficial networks level coverage of the ski community.
Do you think it was satirical?
No, it was not satirical in any way, shape, or form.
It was, but I don't think it is.
Dude, this article was so bad. Basically, Matt Lorelli of Powder Magazine, shout out to him. He writes just the exact content you would expect out of someone that cares that you're doing a Slush-a-Lance. And let me pull up the exact article. Powder, Slush-a-Lance. Slush-a-Lance. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Ryan. So we do our Slush-a-Lance a few days. Again, Mammoth tradition. Again.
I think it was Big Air Aaron's.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Then we see this article by Matt Lorelli.
TikTok.
Yeah, by Matt Lorelli, July 10th, 2023. Watch, irresponsible skiers create avalanche as still open ski resort. Do I read this article? I'm just going to read this article for the audience. Why not?
Let's go.
Because it's short and poorly written. Mammoth Mountain, California, is still open for skiing and riding thanks to an abundance of snow this winter. The video below shows skiers and snowboarders starting what's referred to as a slush-a-lance on the slopes of Mammoth this past week. A slush-a-lance is created when a group of skiers descend a slope at the same time when the snow is wet and slushy. With enough force, the entire slope will start to slide. Check it out! And then there's a video attached.
Big Air Aaron.
Big Air Aaron. Shout out Big Air
The
Aaron.
entire slope will start to slide, bro.
No. We're not done with this article yet. We're not done with this article yet. While participating in a group slush-a-lance certainly looks fun, it's undeniably dangerous and irresponsible. Not only are these skiers putting themselves at risk for injury, they're willingly endangering others that may be skiing or riding in the area. Area. It doesn't appear that the slush-a-lance got too large, but there's still plenty of snow up there off Chair 23 for thing to get out of hand.
Didn't even
Good editing. Good editing, pal. On top of the already stated risks and dangers, these skiers are wasting Mother Nature's gracious snowpack at Mammoth.
Biggest snowfall in history, basically.
Rather than just
we're wasting it.
Yeah, rather than just skiing it like everyone else, these skiers easily cleared off a solid 6+ inches of snowpack with their stunt. Mammoth is planning to remain open through the end of July, but man-made slush lanches certainly don't help to preserve the ever-dwindling snowpack in the middle of summer. Check out a different angle of the slush lanche below.
It was the uphill angle. It was really sick, honestly.
It was actually really
I saved
sick.
it. I saved it.
Someone got it.
Honestly, that's how I found the
And to
videos.
close it all out,
That's how I found the videos.
close it all out, Matt takes a little creative interpretation of the situation. Pro tip for all you young hooligans out there: don't create a slush lanche, okay? Please, for the love of Candide, please just don't do it. Your local ski patrol, trail maintenance crews, and fellow skiers will be grateful. To stay tapped into all things California, check out blah blah blah, dedicated to skiing and snowboarding news within the state of California. Don't miss another headline from Powder. Subscribe to our newsletter. Blah, 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 blah. Loser. That's all I got to say, man. Absolutely.
It's gotta be satirical, especially with an ending like that. How is it not?
like if you wrote that article...
He's got me if he is, dude, because
Seriously.
If you wrote that article in a serious manner, you are an utter loser. That is just the dumbest...
If it's
just
satirical,
come on,
he got
bro.
me.
Like, what is he doing, dude? What are you doing writing an article like that? He is literally complaining about.
But his
6
bio
inches of
on
snow.
Powder Magazine, he says anything that has to do with skiing
he's
and
a great
fun.
article. Yeah, unlock your phone again.
Trending news.
Yeah.
Yo, I like how everyone, we all got pissed. So we pull up at the hill the next day. Everyone's like, yo, fuck this Matt Lorelli guy. And then someone just kind of like drops like quietly on the lift. They're like, Saul Wallish follows him. And all of us were kind of like, shit, yeah, I saw that too. We're like mad bummed about it. We're like, oh, fuck. Wallish kind of has enough respect to follow him. Like, shit.
It's just, God, you gotta be such a loser to like write that article or read that article and agree with it. It's just like, come on, dude.
And the audacity of saying that it's irresponsible and they're calling us kooks and whatnot. This has been going on in Mammoth for decades. This is something that we're seeing in videos that are fucking over 20 years old.
Step from 2009 had a slush lanche at Mammoth. It almost looked like the same exact spot.
Same exact spot.
It's a
and
tradition.
These are some of the best pros.
It's a tradition.
It's a tradition. Like, at least research the culture you're going to talk about.
And I don't mean to dunk on Matt so hard. He's clearly like the state of ski journalism at this point is we're just gonna write a clickbait headline that gets like losers.
That was my take on it.
Like,
so
that's
if it's
what
satirical, he got me.
That's what Powder has devolved into. It's just like everything is unofficial networks at this point, pretty much. But goddamn, was that hilarious seeing that article? We're just all sitting around camp, and yeah, that was that. So that's 2 for 2 in terms of locals not liking us. Do we have something positive to share? Well, let's see. Okay, after skiing. Okay, so that's what you do on the hill, and then they write about it.
Skiing is fun. Skiing's been dope.
The skiing's great. The conditions are incredible. You're looking around just like, honestly, like you... every on the chairlift conversations, but
multiple chairs.
Can you believe we're here right now?
Yeah, multiple chairs, gondola. No, haven't had a crazy line whatsoever.
No. Everything
definitely smaller lines than Hood.
Beautiful, wonderful.
At least this time of the year.
Great skiing. Like, you look back on this, you're like, damn, I was skiing in July in 2023. That's awesome.
High up in the mountains, beautiful.
Yeah. And then at the end of the day, very, very similar to Mount Hood. You get back to your car. Lot lizard time. Lot lizard. Yep. And you just hang out and you dry off all your clothes. You cook some burgers. You just hang out in the sun with your friends. Yeah. And before the snow really started to melt, there was actually a couple other crews hanging about that you would, send a representative from each island to go over.
Yeah.
And it was great. And then and the best part about Mammoth, I think, is just the variety of swimming options. Every day, it's like, okay, what body of water are we going into?
Yeah.
And
you can pick your temperatures.
You can pick your temperatures. So on one spectrum of it is all the snow melt. You could go into something that is absolutely, utterly freezing cold, like
ankles, like you're wondering why your toes are still on.
Yeah, like you step into the water and your bones are cold. And then David, a local, will send out a message to the group chat that we made and be like, "Hey, anyone want to swim in freezing cold water that hurts?" and no one.
I say it exactly like that.
And David, how do you phrase it?
Yo, anyone trying to jump in a lake later? I don't know.
No.
It's not like that. I don't know.
No. David said the other day, verbatim, does anyone want to swim in a really, really cold body of water? I think I added one more really. But
There
nobody.
was a cliff jump there, man. Like I was definitely kind of selling it.
Okay, so there's
No,
that option.
The ice melt is real though.
Yeah, the ice melt's real. Like, there's campsites that are utterly flooded. Cold
The
springs.
streams are freaking moving.
Yeah, cold springs, hot springs, lakes, high alpine lakes,
Community pools.
community pools. Yes. So let's talk about community pool for a moment. Yeah, so if somebody has a pool party, just be kind enough to ask them if you could use that same pool that you've now learned how to get into afterwards. But, in all fairness, if you're paying to use the pool, I can understand why you don't want other people using the pool. But hotels are a completely different ball game. So, okay, Steven, what's your method into getting into a hotel pool when you don't have a room key?
It depends. It totally depends. If it's an outdoor pool,
This is a masterclass right here.
If it's an outdoor pool, you just hop that fucking fence. You just get right in and you act like you run the place, because then once you're in, you open up the door and then everyone just got in from an open door. So there's really just one person that has to take the fall for it. But then, if it's an indoor pool, you'd be surprised what you could get asking.
Yeah.
If
You just gotta be
ask
confident.
nicely,
You gotta be confident.
you got to
too,
be
though.
confident. You just got to ask,
Yeah.
and you can get a lot.
Yeah, and these pools have a lot of amenities. If you're living in the woods and we're not living anywhere that has
Anything?
there's no pit toilets, there's no showers.
Hood, you're sneaking into one of a couple hot tubs in the area.
Yeah.
That's it.
Here
And,
it's
and you got Trillium Lake this year and last year. Previous years it is open, but for the most part you have to hike back the past couple years.
Yeah.
So
Well,
it's
that's
mostly
handy.
been streams, which are cold, so you don't have the same choices.
Yeah, so pretty much after the end of the day, you sit in the lot and sweat, and then you swim in a body of water. And then the next mission is to get into a shower of some sort. So
Yeah.
you're either hopping a fence, stopping at a buddy's house, you're doing whatever it takes. And there's a lot of amenities at some of these pools. You hop one fence, you got access to outdoor pool, outdoor
Sauna.
jacuzzi, 3 indoor hot tubs, 2 private bathrooms, free water, free towels that you might forget to return. Oh, perhaps.
It does not look like Steven has been taking advantage of any free
Yes.
showers.
Yes.
Oh, come on, man.
Yeah. And then,
That's just camp feet. That's just camp feet.
It's camp feet.
That's
You
camp
got
feet.
camp feet,
I'm
bro.
weathered.
They're actually black.
They're as gray as the shoes that he's got on.
Steven's feet would be canceled right now, for being frank. These are,
Steven's toes
It's
are
camp
black
feet, man.
toes.
he's got camp feet.
It's camp feet.
And then, the daily issue, the human need of water and food. One of those is certainly easier to solve than the other. So, wader
Wow,
around
this is
here.
actually really helpful.
Yeah, the local skate park
This
has...
is a masterclass.
Yeah, this is a
Is it?
master class. Excuse me. This is a master class in being a bum at Mammoth right now. And the skate park at Mammoth has unlimited water, just whenever, literally whenever you want it. You just show up there.
Like a well or something. It's
It's
You
just
guys
one
have
of
been
those.
living in the woods so long that you refer to a water fountain as unlimited water. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Anywhere that offers you something is unlimited. It's yeah. Yes.
I think we've been showing up to kids camps and they're filling up water balloons and shit. And we're bringing over 5-gallon jugs.
Yeah,
and
my
gallon
22
jugs.
liter thing of water.
Yeah.
And then the issue of food. Now, food in this town is more or less free. Some may say. Now, there's actual legitimate ways to get it for free. You could, as Steven knows, you could befriend a cashier, and they say, hey, you know what? Grab yourself a few items. No skin off my back. It's the end of the season. No problem. You could happen to find somebody's employee pass on the ground, and then you get 50% off. You could wait outside pizza places until closing and just say, hey, say the line, Steven.
What do you got?
Or the other one where you just ask more directly, can I have that? And then 9 times out of 10, they're like, holy shit, you look like you're down bad. Yeah. Yeah, you can have this slice of pizza. What are some other tried and true methods? You could also just go to the free food store.
Yes.
The free food store. Now, there's two types of free food stores. There's what's the one that Matt went to? There was one next to the gas station that
actually
at
had
like,
free sandwiches.
Yeah, like at 5 p.m. every day.
Don't even say the name.
I won't say the name of
Let
it.
it ride.
Yeah, we'll let it ride. At 5 p.m. every day, they just at all of their stock. They're like it's free.
I think some of it's breakfast, so it's a little gnarly.
It's a little gnarly. Like it's definitely.
They have some sandwiches.
You're down bad if that's
Yeah.
like, yo, let's go. I'm eating for the day.
Yo, let's go. A sandwich that was made 12
But it's
hours
there.
ago is
It's there.
free.
It's there.
Yeah, so if you're like us,
Obviously, one of our kids, Matt, definitely hit it because
Yeah.
that's how we found out.
yeah, give an inch, take a mile. He shows that he waits for 3 hours just in the parking lot, and then the second it hits the mark where everything's free, he goes in and takes all of it. Beautiful experience.
They're honestly not even that good in the first place. So like the day later, they're kind of better. Anyways,
Those sandwiches were very bad.
You know?
I didn't have any.
And then there's other establishments that sell food, and then sometimes it's free. And
We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
and
That sell food, but sometimes it's free.
We'll leave it at that.
and I think we'll leave it at that. I think we'll leave it at that. So yeah, food is usually an issue tackled. Then you go back to camp, and it's just like Hood. But everything is earlier in the day because you stop skiing at noon.
Yeah.
So just everything is
a lot of
moved up.
activities.
A lot of activities, a lot more activities, and camp is just great. Yeah, camp's the same no matter where
Honestly,
you go.
I feel like we've spent more time out of camp than in compared to Hood than
I would say so. I mean, it's just a
we don't
luxurious,
have
beautiful
Chris
experience
for
here.
the fire games. So
We deeply miss Chris Bechtold. Like seriously, that has been brought up many times. Let's just do a roundtable. What's your favorite after camp activity, Siska?
My favorite after
After skiing activity.
My favorite after skiing activity.
Up to your chin.
Fuck. The community pool, I gotta say.
That one community pool
The specific community pool, which is our favorite community pool
that we can't go to,
that we can't go to anymore.
not till next year.
Not till next year.
or really late tonight.
Or really late. at night.
There's no way.
Or just going to Vaughn's, honestly.
Oh my!
Oh, the free food store. I've heard of that place.
It's crazy. It's open 24/7,
Yeah,
and
oh,
it's
right there. Like we're 8 minutes maybe to it, so like it's way different than Hood. You have to drive so far down the mountain.
Yeah.
To get the groceries at Hood. Yeah, that's actually that's a huge factor. That
you talking shit on Thriftway?
nah,
Thriftway.
we love. I love Thriftway. I love the people there. I love the bathroom where the code is.
Zigzag Cafe.
Yeah.
I love.
Zigzag's great. Yeah.
Thriftway. I might go to Sandy.
Yeah. No, but I mean, Mammoth just has way more stuff downtown.
Yeah.
Like we went bowling.
Yeah.
We went out to the bars.
We found out it's got a mini Copper Village.
Ryan, what's your favorite after skiing activity that we've done so far?
Honestly, it's been going to the lakes, but the main part, I'm not a big drinker, but for some reason, since we started playing trout with our camp, it's really fucking fun.
So anyone that watches the Annabelle versus Liv Cole slush game will see the game of trout.
Yep.
Basic
In the
rules:
lift
hot
line.
potato, don't drop the beer. You
Or
drop
you,
it.
or you
basically-
shotgun, not just drink.
Yeah, there's 5 rounds of dropping
Shotgun.
it. Loser shotguns it. And that's
I don't
it.
drink. I have like Hood and here playing trout is the only time I drink. But it's just fun.
Yeah,
It's so fun.
I would say my personal favorite after camp activity or after skiing activity. Dude, we've been going to June Lake quite a bit.
The beach,
Yeah, the beach is.
playing football.
I mean, it doesn't get old, man. It's just like it's the stuff that like everyone brags about. It's like, oh, you're skiing during the day, and then immediately after you're hanging out at the beach. Like,
And it's a
super
good
comfortable.
temperature. It's a good temperature.
Rope swing nearby.
Yep. Oh
Yep.
yeah, the rope swing.
The rope swing's sick.
I only went once, but that's a good time.
Gas station where you could barter.
Yeah.
That was great. This is a very loose community. Like
They love
buying
bartering.
things
If you're getting-
is an extremely loose
If
operation.
you're getting paid hourly,
like
if you're getting paid hourly,
It is optional.
yeah.
payment is certainly optional in this town. Like certainly optional, and most people are willing to barter. Like if you have something they want, they're like I will gladly trade something with you for this item.
Camp chair.
Like a camp chair. Camp chair.
One hit of a vape.
Western Trading Post.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. We just show up to the gas station. We're like, how much is this?
Ethan needed a chair.
I need a chair, and I'm like, yo, how much is this chair? And he's like, I have no idea. I'm like, okay, perfect. We're starting off on a great foot. And it's like, all right, well, would you barter for it? And he's like, just give me a hit of that vape. I'm not gonna say what type of vape it was, and we're straight. So he rings us up, takes a hit of the vape, and then all of a sudden the number on the screen disappears, and he goes, "You're good." And all of a sudden we have a $30 chair at camp for no reason. Yeah.
We won't name it because that dude was dope.
That dude was dope. He was very cool. What else? What else do we do? Nighttime activities. It's just typical. It's just typical camp life after that, really.
Trout, cooking food.
Cooking food on the fire. Free food on the fire.
Skate park.
Yeah, skate park's a big factor. That's something I haven't been to yet.
It's been really fun. There's been a lot of fucking really dope skaters that have been in town.
Yeah, the
It's
Vulcan
been
Brothers
really
skate park.
sick. Yeah,
legendary.
it's been really sick.
Dude, Luke rips. I did not realize.
Yeah, no, Luke.
Yeah,
Luke is a part of the snowboard crew. Shout out Lugnut.
Yeah.
He's a sick homie.
Yeah.
He shreds, and there was a bunch of other dudes that he knew that showed up to the skate park one night, and I just sat there and I was like, all right, I'm watching.
Yeah.
There's no need for me to skate right now.
Yeah, and then the town is just full of activities on the weekend.
Yeah.
On the weekend, a typical night goes.
Honestly, country music might have been my favorite, dude. That was sick.
Country music was sick.
That was sick.
Yeah. So, so the average weekend out,
And that was the tightest we were probably all week.
We would, you ski, go grab some food, swim in a body of water, recover a little bit, and then you go out.
Yeah.
And Mammoth has concerts all summer long. And the
Yes.
funniest one was going to the country concert with a bunch of people that are so wealthy they don't have a single callus on their hand.
Yeah.
But they are certainly wearing cowboy hats.
Yep.
And they are certainly singing along to every song. It's just country cosplay at that point.
It was good.
Barely better than like pink cowgirl hats on a bunch of chicks at a bachelorette
Yeah.
party in Nashville.
Yeah, it's like that exact.
Yeah.
It is that
Yep,
exact
yep.
It was
vibe.
like that.
It was dope, though. It was right after 4th of July. We were all hyped up. Siska, Canadian, was the most American of all of us.
Yeah. Dude, they talk a lot of shit about Americans, but 4th of July, they show their true colors.
Yeah, they
And
do.
those colors are red,
They
white,
do.
and blue. And there's no denying that.
And
But,
he was having a
yeah.
great time at country night.
Yeah, you go to a concert, you see the local community, and then you go to Clock Tower Cellar, and they are extremely strict with IDs.
Yep.
Like, extremely strict. And we touched on the David episode. If you show up with your birth certificate, you ain't getting in.
No.
Like, it's got to be
It's got to have your picture and some proof of stuff.
picture, date of birth, height.
Yeah.
It's got to have it.
Height.
Yeah. But for it, you could still sneak in there 3 times, no issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was, Matt did that.
No, Twan
Matt had
did
the
that.
birth certificate. Twan snuck in 3 times, and fake Tanner Hall caught him 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fake
And one of
Tanner
the
Hall.
bartenders at Clock Tower is snowboarder Kiwi chick was in the 2014 Sochi Olympics. What's her name? Do you know her name?
She said it the other night. I can't remember. She's like, I don't know. Was like, oh yeah, grew up with Jossie or something.
Yeah, Jossie's told me. Jossie, if you're listening, let us know what your homie's name is that's working.
She was cool.
She's super cool, but she also enforces the rules.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
She also checks your ID. Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. And then you go to what's the name of the bar that I still don't know the name of it.
Lakanuki.
Oh, you've been calling it Tiki Town, but
Yeah, you go to Tiki Town after.
Lakanuki.
Yeah, nothing good happens at Tiki Town.
But that's where all the strict bartenders end up at the end of the night.
At the end of the night, you see every single person that you had a bad interaction with the night, like an hour leading up to that.
And-
bad interaction.
No, it's actually great. It's always great because they're off the clock.
Yeah, so then fake Tanner's there, the security guards are there.
The bartenders are not as loose as the people behind the register.
Yeah, and but outside of Tiki Town is where you meet the real people of this town. You meet the real dogs.
Pat.
Well, let's just
love
shout him
Pat.
out. Shout out to Patrick, man. Shout out to Patrick. 47 years young. Our dog. And then shout out to the shaman reading us some poetry.
Yeah.
He'll pull you away for a moment. Read you some poetry under candlelight. Howl at the moon. The pen is mightier than the sword. He loves that one.
Yeesh.
I don't know his name. But good folks. Real good folks. And then you get back to camp late.
Yep. Everybody gets back safe.
Everyone
I don't
gets-
drink when I'm at clubs.
Yeah,
I only drink when I play trout.
yeah.
So I DD.
Ryan's DD, and then you go back to camp and you just do it all over again. But I gotta say, like being here for an extended period of time, like you get kind of sick of skiing every day, and that's
That's Ethan saying that.
no. I came in here like really looking forward to camp.
Ryan stacking clips.
At this point,
King.
I don't know
at
about
this
stacking
point, no
clips,
one is
but
skiing.
was-
No
I
one
was
is
having a
looking forward
great
to
time.
skiing.
I don't think I missed a day on hill.
You missed a day today.
Well, yeah. I thought I was leaving today, but
Yeah.
we had to
It's-
do this.
Dude, it just gets it's draining. I don't know. The people that go to Hood for like a month, and then the people that go here for like 2 months.
Straight after, it would have been a little much for sure. I
It's just a
definitely
little
took a
much.
couple days after Hood to get freaking
Yeah.
back to normal.
Are we missing anything else notable? There's a hella pros here, dude. It's kind of cool seeing everybody running around.
Yeah, it was sick to see Wallish and Tanner.
And Meeks,
And yeah, Meeks, fuck yeah.
that was super sick.
Got some
Cam Riley?
in-depth stuff about wine. Oh, yeah.
Yo, tell him the Cam Riley snag that you got, that Notes app snag.
The what?
Oh, that was actually from Aaron. That wasn't from Cam himself.
Yeah. Aaron, there is a file out there if you guys want. Aaron said that Sean Jordan told him to pass it around. I have a notes that has a link to Vimeos for every step movie that's out there. So if you want those, DM me.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
$10 a pop.
But it was sick. It was sick to see Shaflin at Hood and then Cam Riley at Mammoth. They're the two elusive people of the step crew because
Yeah.
I see some of them a pretty good amount, but to see them on hill
It's
is
like shredding and having fun.
Yeah.
Too.
and to talk to them and like I don't know, that movie Mutiny and just all their other movies are so sick.
Yeah.
It's cool how cool they are to be like, yo, I've watched that movie a million times. And
Yeah.
I'm talking to you and you're just like, oh, let's go. Like, fucking. Cam was like, yo, if you ever come stay at my house. I'm just like, dude, I met you. We've talked maybe 10 words and you're already inviting me at your house.
Yeah, that's so sick. Yeah, there's some great cultural exchanges going on in the RV too. Like we're showing the British blokes some American ski movies, we're showing the snowboarders some great movies, showing the uneducated folks some movies.
Yeah.
We
showed a French Canadian Talladega Nights.
Yeah, that was fun. We have some people their cars are breaking down. If you're
Oh,
living
that's
like a
another
true
thing.
bum, you're gonna run into car issues.
Yeah.
There was definitely car
You
problems
guys
at
were
Hood.
dropping like flies. When I heard Matt's car broke down too, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
At one point in camp, we had 2 cars that were broken down for about a week at a time.
Yeah.
Windows down, pollen collecting everywhere.
That is one thing that's different about Hood and
Yeah.
Mammoth for sure. Hood, you can definitely get rained out. We had a great last 2 weeks of Hood. It was sunny. But you do not have the pollen like you do down here.
Dude, the pollen's kind of bad.
If you have allergies, it might be rough for you.
Yeah, but also like we got probably 3 drops of rain the whole time we've been
That was
here.
today, last day.
Yeah, last day, and like it didn't even last for that long at all.
No. It
Yeah.
wouldn't, you wouldn't even have quenched your thirst off what fell.
Yeah. So, David, now that you've heard us talk about quite a bit, is there anything that you feel like we've missed about living here in Mammoth that you feel like damn, they've done a lot, but they haven't done this?
I mean, it's you guys are here in the summertime, so it's different. But I feel like as far as like the culture of Mammoth when they stay open this late, yeah, it's just really, really good energy. I moved here in the wake of the 2018-19 season, and it was like just an unforgettable summer. Not that other summers living here haven't been fun, but there's something real special about skiing in the summer. And these fools have just been like getting after it, having packed days. It's been fun having them in town. And yeah, I would hype up Mammoth to anyone who wants to live here, as asked previously, but like just know that like summer or winter, that's the time. So yeah.
Yeah, I love it here. I told David the other day I might not leave. But
The camp is sick, dude. And the camping situation is sick.
yeah, Scenic Loop just has unlimited spots, and like
We're much closer to the mountain.
It's any degree of privacy that you want as well. Like you could go
Yeah, you
super
could go-
deep
you
and
could
like
go
see no one.
Yeah. There's just trails. It's sick. I have my dirt bike. There's a lot of people here with dirt bikes. I didn't realize. And there's so many good trails.
There's less magic though. Like there's something magical about Mount Hood where if you
The
engage in-
migration,
yeah.
the traveling, the effort, like Yeah. There's
Yeah.
some sort of magic with Hood. I'm not saying Mammoth doesn't have it. It's just different.
Yeah, Mammoth is great just because everything's free. Yeah.
Dude, we said this skiing yesterday. We were like, Mammoth is beautiful, but Hood is magical.
Yes.
Yeah. Mammoth is beautiful. Hood is magical. Like if you,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say right now, like if you got to choose between one of the two, and like you can only afford one trip,
If you're a
go to Mount Hood.
If
Mount
you're
Hood is
diehard, if you're diehard,
yeah,
go to Mount Hood. If you just want a fun vacation of camping, come to Mammoth.
yeah, this might be the best camping trip you could ever take.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also most affordable.
Hood is like spiritual. Mammoth's fun.
Yeah.
Spiritual.
Yes. That is
Yeah.
very well
Dude,
put.
Mammoth is just so it is so much fun, but you are even if you are broke as hell, you are not slumming it here. Like
No.
you could if you are willing to bend the rules, you are having
A baby could start a fire here.
Yeah, you are having just the plentiful like starting a fire here is so easy.
Talk about it.
Yeah. But
Hood,
if you're
you
willing to break
gotta-
any rules, you could have the time of your life here, and just you'll be sitting in a hot tub looking at the best view you've seen in years potentially, and just like, damn, I didn't pay $1 for this view, and I'm squeaky clean because I just got out of the shower, and I have a free towel.
Freeloaders.
Yeah.
Ski
This
bums.
it's
Ethan's diving into the ski bum life, full van life now.
full van life. Yeah, we're full blown van life. Like I'll try to update the podcast as much as possible about the van life. But like drove to Reno with a mattress on the floor in the van, and then worked in San Diego and flew back to Reno, and then while in Reno spent hours at a Home Depot parking lot just building a bed frame, and that made the world's difference, honestly. And yeah, it's just a great learning experience. And maybe we can talk about that at length at some point once I have a little bit more time under my belt. It's just you live in a once you commit to living in a vehicle, you learn a lot, dude.
I'm excited, dude, because I'm such a nerd with this to see
Yeah.
you with this
Yeah,
with the Sprinter. I'm excited.
so nice,
to see.
infinite possibilities, and we're trying to get Siska on the hey, just do it, just move in train. So what's next, Ryan? What's the next adventure that we got planned? We got a lot of work ahead of us. I think there's gonna be a lot more working and a lot less playing in our immediate future.
Yeah. I think I gotta get back to work.
It's just sad to think about. The last few
It's
days
just
at
sad
camp-
we're losing everybody. It's like
Oh yeah, people are
Yeah.
dropping like flies around here. People leave every day
Yeah.
in droves.
we lost Matt. We lost
Annabelle.
Elias. We lost John. We
Annabelle
lost
left
Nico.
today.
Oh, the Nico.
Yeah, we could talk about Nico. Yeah, we had a friend just break his face in like a bunch of different places.
3 breaks in his face, cheekbone.
Basically, the story that happened. I don't know if we went over this in the Luke episode, but pretty much what happened is Nico did a cork 5, then landed switch on the landing of the jump,
Fastest skier all day, going big,
going big,
looking sick.
and then a girl from the snowboarding camp decided, hey, I hurt my foot. I'm gonna ride across the landing of the jump to ride to safety, and she got even more hurt. And she elbowed Nico right in the face.
They collided. He was going switch.
Yeah, he needs 2 plates in his face now.
From what we've heard from people who saw it, we were seconds from seeing it. From what we heard, basically didn't see each other. They were back to back.
Yeah. So now it is 1-1 with the snowboarders. They took one of ours. We beat them at kickball. So in the next few days, we're going to have to
Figure something out.
We're going to have to show them what's good. We definitely have a higher total for number of and I'm
Oh my
gonna beat,
God, you
and
admitted it.
I'm going to beat
You
that.
admitted it.
I'm going to beat that. I'm going to beat that part out. But we're beating them in that regard handily. Like really handily. So what's the next adventure? American Dream is open year round. That's the only skiing we got after this. Shout out to indoor skiing in New Jersey.
Been saving it for the summertime.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, if
don't-
you're riding that in like January, you're a freak. Like you're worse than Matt Lorelli. Like way worse. Way worse.
But I'm actually stoked to check that out.
Yeah.
It's cool that they have a park.
Yeah. And I'm just gonna
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Sick.
I almost did this winter because someone invited me, and I was just like, I feel like that's something you just got to do when you can't do it anywhere else.
Yeah. When you're just home.
Yeah. And it's a couple hours away from my hometown.
Yeah.
this might be the first year where I ride all all 12 months. It could be fun.
Whoa.
No speed checks in the mall.
It's just going to be cool walking through a mall with your ski shit.
Yeah.
Because that's
Or-
what people
it's funny
do.
every time, and then walking out of like MetLife too. You're just like walking down this hot pavement.
Have you been?
Yeah.
Sick.
It's just like it's.
Is it a Mall of
oddly
America
good
type?
setup. Is what?
Is it a Mall of America type feeling? Have you been there?
No, I have not, but it's like a huge fucking mall.
Yeah.
Dude, they were building this mall for like 25 years or something ridiculous. It better be big.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I think
It's the most interesting texture of snow like ever. It's just so fake.
Is it like East Coast? Like,
No, it's just man-made snow
Gotcha.
that's like recycled day after day after day because
Gotcha.
it never
Wow.
melts because they just keep the thing in the fridge.
this is gonna be a first for me. I'm
It's like
excited.
it's like dust. It's like skiing on cold dust, and then you can't speed check because you'll just like not have speed for the next feature.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
yeah, you know, this
It's
is
pretty cheap.
this is
though,
an
from
open
what I've
invite
heard.
to anyone. If you're listening to this podcast and you enjoy this podcast, you could just come hit me up and we could all hang out.
Yeah.
Fuck it, who cares, dude?
August something.
Like if you even look at us in a somewhat kind manner at the
Second
mountain,
week
we will
August.
adopt you into camp. At
Second
this
week
point.
August.
Yeah, second week of August. Pull up. Nothing formal going on. No
Nope.
event. No
Nope.
discounts. Nothing given away. No,
really sound
nobody to really meet of any notable. You know,
Nah, we might kidnap you.
but like you could chill with us, and we'll give
I
you a
went to the
beer.
mall and all I got was kidnapped by Ethan and Ryan.
Yeah, maybe a T-shirt.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
Merch.
dude. I think the next move we're gonna set in stone, dude. Japan, dude.
Japan in February.
Japan in February. We're gonna do it. We're gonna
We
do
have
it.
to do it now. It's on a podcast.
We have to do now.
Oh shit, my ex.
I'll be there.
Claimed it.
I'll be there. I don't give a
Shit.
Said you were gonna 2P2 the DFD.
Yeah.
You gotta do it.
Yeah.
Helmet rule is in effect for this claim.
Yeah, yeah. And
No one has put on a helmet in
No.
fucking ages.
No, if we don't go to Japan in February, you have to put a helmet on for 24 hours.
yes, just wear it around in everyday life.
So-
I think. Oh crap.
So March 1st, there might.
Yeah.
No, there's no helmets going on. We're
Yeah.
going to Japan.
Japan in February. Basically, like I've been saying all week, there should be a pride flag for unemployed people. Like we are the few, the proud, and
We're trying to figure out a symbol or some sort of brand.
Yeah.
I got my first tattoo. It's camp.
Yeah, we were doing in the RV tattoos at camp.
Shout out Janine.
Shout out to Janine. We had a tattoo artist. He did not touch a tattoo gun once.
Monty.
Monty, funny. He's still here.
Oh yeah, the people. If you're listening to this one, you've listened to his podcast.
Yeah.
Direct quote from Monty. Monty was like, "Oh, I'm gonna push back the dates, whatever." Like explaining why he doesn't need to go to LA sooner and justifying why he's gonna stay in Mammoth. And he just summed it up with like, "All I really need from LA is like Dickies pants."
Yes.
That was it. That was his only hit list before he flies back.
I didn't want to tell the rest of the camp this, but Monty gave me and Twan a significant amount of clothing just so his luggage was free enough to store Dickies into it to go back home because apparently they're way more expensive. Dude, we're running this late. It's already 12:30 at night.
Monty.
The fire's dead. I don't know if we're gonna get to say goodbye to Monty in the morning. He's an elusive character, but perhaps
What do you
after
mean?
Japan.
Oh, did he go to the house?
I don't know if he went to a house or he sleeps in a variety of places.
Yeah, he did good this. He did good this trip for him. First,
Yeah.
well, not first time in America, but
No. He's been here before, as we know from the pod.
yeah.
First time at camp,
First
that's
time
for
at
sure.
camp, yeah.
Dude, talk about kidnapping him. We kidnapped him and brainwashed him,
Yeah.
and now he is a part of camp.
And Elias, our 6'9" friend.
Yeah, shout out to Andre the Giant of the Cut, dude.
Yeah.
Elias, good
Dude,
guy.
I was like, I barely know this guy, and he's just like hanging out on my porch. What is going on?
Dude, I just had some good interactions with him on hill, and
He
I
was
don't
a
know, it was
positive
wild.
kid,
Yeah,
loved skiing.
Yeah.
It was funny.
it happens, man. We're not bad people. We like to have fun.
No, but you do kidnap people. Yeah.
No, if we see you on the lift and we like you, we will tell you to yo, I don't care who you're hanging out with. Come.
You get added to the group chat. You get the pin.
Make it dirty.
Yeah.
You show up, or you get a bunch of texts saying how much you suck.
Yeah. Is there anything we missed, man? It's just been.
It's been amazing.
It's been so much fun.
This crew is unreal.
The crew's unreal, man. And
Added new people every day.
yeah, and you just see people come and go, and it's just lovely. It's really just lovely.
And it helps with this podcast, dude. It's crazy. That's the one thing that, we were talking about previous years of Hood. We've never had a podcast at camp where you can sit down and listen to somebody for 2 hours.
Yeah, and just learn all about them.
Yeah, so it's cool that, our core crew is actually really getting to know each other. It's not just getting drunk around a fire and talking bullshit. We've been playing games.
It's
been
pretty
getting
much
to know
like
each other.
if you're talking, and you're starting to tell an interesting story, we're like, shut up.
Yep.
get in the RV. We're telling this on this.
Yeah, save it for the podcast.
Yeah, and then Monty will be like, "Oh, I never told you this, but I broke every bone in my face and I have a ton of plates." Or, "Oh, I
And you
never
would
told you
never
this, but
know.
I was in an episode of Traveling Circus."
I was
You're
in
like,
Jib
"What?"
League. I was in Jib League.
Oh, I was in Jib League. Oh, what? Monty, what?
He's awesome.
Yeah, so it is.
We gotta throw his Super Unknown up on the TV after this.
Oh yeah, we didn't have good internet then.
Yeah, we'll definitely watch Monty
Starlink
Soprano.
works better in Oregon.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And we talked about the interpretations of the accents on the Monty episode. The snowboarders are way worse. They have a
Yeah.
couple Australians
They
in
have
their crew.
one.
They have one Australian in their crew now. Two actually. She just showed up late. The second one, Bella.
Gotcha.
And they will talk in an Australian accent when it's nothing but Americans talking to each other.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like
Bad.
us where we talk like we talk like we're from London town.
We're
when
honestly
we're talking Monty.
we're honestly contracting their disease.
Yeah, we are. We're really starting to have an Aussie accent. But you'll be talking to them. It's like you'll be talking to them, and you don't even really know them, and they'll be having like an Australian accent. It's like, dude, I know for a fact that you are from OC. Like you are not Australian at all, and you're talking to me in an Australian accent right now. It's like, what the hell is going on with these idiots?
It's contagious.
It
Yeah,
is contagious.
it's fun.
It is.
It's fun. That's the
We
problem.
all do the same
That's
thing
the problem,
with
it's
English
fine.
accent.
London down, isn't it?
Yeah. We've been busted,
Aussie
Monty.
accent's contagious to the point where I was like imitating Monty incorrectly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think any of us have impersonated him correctly once.
No, not
No,
really.
Except
What is it? Isn't it?
in it.
Isn't it?
Isn't it like? You really need Monty to do it. It's
Yeah.
really, yeah. All right, now we're just rambling. Yeah, if you missed Mammoth, you missed it because I don't know if they're ever going to be open July 30th ever again.
Another decade.
Another decade. Catch it in 2033.
I'm the last of the polar.
But if you have the opportunity, go to Hood. Can't
Come
say
to
it
Mammoth.
enough.
Come to Mammoth
But
as
me.
well.
Do both.
Yeah, you got to do
both.
both.
Yeah, you won't regret it.
If you're driving from the East Coast, just fucking stay and do both.
Yeah, just do both.
You
Really,
don't need
yeah.
a whole lot of money. And the snowboard crew actually has some people that came here and got jobs for the 2-3 weeks that they're here.
Yeah.
So shit's doable around here.
You really don't need a lot of money around here.
No, there's a guy. There's
Just
a guy.
loose
There's a guy. A
moral
few.
compass. Who are you telling a specific story about? You said there's a guy.
No, I was just talking about the dude who's got a 500-gallon water tank. There's people that stay out in these woods for a while.
Yeah,
And it's
like
just a thing, and it's cool because it's. I don't know if it's BLM land. I don't know if we can talk about this, but it's been dope. We have some, safety precautions at camp. There's bears. There's wildlife. We have some guns.
Yeah.
Some Canadians and some.
Yeah, like
Canadians and guns.
everything's
Yeah.
legal. Everything's legal.
Steven's first mixtape.
Canadians and guns.
We've researched all the local
Well, I
laws.
think Monty shot his first gun. That was cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I may or may not have been here when that happened, depending on the legality of that happening. But
Yeah. And depending on where we were when we did it.
depending on where we were when we did it, we weren't even. I'm just gonna.
We weren't anywhere when
I'll
we
just
did it.
Sound like lit up about like having a blast the night before. I'm like, yo, you probably should not have been firing guns over there.
I'll just say this: we
We weren't anywhere when we
Over
when we
there,
weren't
guys.
anywhere when we shot those
Come on.
guns.
I'm just gonna say this: we were not in the state of California with a gun, and we certainly did not fire one in the state of California because we just weren't.
Facts.
It's as easy as that.
It's never happened.
It just never happened.
Yeah.
What are your fiction?
Yeah, foot of your fiction.
Yeah.
All right, that is the end of the recap episode. Thank you for listening. Tune in for more coming up.
I love camp.
We love camp. We love all our new friends. We are camp. If you have someone that you want to hear on the podcast, let us know. If you have somewhere you want us to pull up, let us know because we got nothing else better going on. Which is like kind of true, kind of not true.
Camp reunion, Japan, February.
Yeah, if you ever want to ski with us, just hit us up, and like, there's a good
Yeah.
chance that we will
Kidnap
significantly
you.
rearrange our lives to ski. And that's all she wrote. Goodbye, folks.